he's gonna send me to the red team. Grab your popcorn. The war has begun.
When it comes to defection, everyone's at risk. Tune in Sunday to find out if Bananas will choose loyalty or cut his losses and switch teams.
The Big Brother multiverse will twist the game.
I'm gonna be the unexpected.
New Big Brother, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday on CBS.
Let the games begin. Buddy Games, new series, Thursday, September 14th on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Get your oven mitts, it's gonna be hot this Saturday. I'll tell you what's cooking with outlooks for the Pasty Fest Olympics and the UP State Fair. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sarah Blakely. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Governor Whitmer continues her UP tour, while a Rapid River company showcased its expansion plans and goals of adding more jobs in the UP. Plus, the UP State Fair recognized Native Americans today, the performance the Hannahville Indian community gave today after the governor's luncheon. And meet the Flivers. The Kingsford School District welcomes students for an open house for the athletics teams before classes begin. Your 19 News starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
It was so windy out there today, and then Ariane, we're getting even.
You betcha. We are getting cooler this evening. The winds, my friends, are going to be calming down tonight, but they could be returning this weekend. We've got high swim risks also on Friday for Alger County, but we'll expect sunshine into the weekend, fairly dry, and then hotter summery temps on Saturday, definitely. Temperatures, as Sarah mentioned, cooling down this evening, seeing about 40, 45 along that Wisconsin border. Today, though, we saw a high of 65. And right now our temperatures are in that 50 to 60 degree range before we get really chilly. I've got more after the break.
Thank you very much, Ariane. A Hancock man faces multiple charges after an investigation revealed he was viewing files of child sexually abusive material online. Michigan State Police arrested 21-year-old Dominic Barrett this week. He's charged with 9 counts of aggravated possession of child sexually abusive material, a 10-year felony, 1 count of child sexually abusive material, a 4-year felony, and 10 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, also a 10-year felony. He was arraigned in Houghton County District Court yesterday. His bond was set at $75,000 cash or surety. Barrett's next court appearance is set for August 28th. Governor Gretchen Whitmer is continuing her Make It in Michigan tour around the Upper Peninsula with a stop in Rapid River this morning. The governor took a tour around the Creative Composites facility with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. They discussed expansions needed at the facility and some possible applications for Creative Composites work. Our Sophia Murphy was there.
Creative Composites is a manufacturing company that designs structures using advanced composite materials like carbon fiber and Kevlar.
More widespread use is starting to happen. Electric vehicles, expansion of the aerospace industry. So our business has started to expand along with it.
Governor Whitmer visited the facility to learn about some of the expansions needed and the possible applications Creative Composites work could have for Michigan's defense manufacturing industry.
When we talk about the composite materials that they are pressing here, this is Kevlar. This is the stuff that keeps the men and women who serve our country safe.
During the presentation, Creative Composites CEO discussed the advantages of an expansion to the current 13,000 square foot facility. The proposal would double the size of the facility and add a large freezer for material storage that would increase the production capacity.
You can point to things in mobility and aerospace, applications for the military. There's no limit other than space at this moment, and that's why this expansion is going to be really important.
During her tour of the UP, Governor Whitmer has been emphasizing her support for small businesses. She says the goal of the tour is to make sure businesses in rural towns have what they need to grow so they can be successful.
Raising a family here in UP has been more and more difficult. So that is actually one of the reasons that one of the goals I started the company for.
The governor says businesses like Creative Composites are important to her goal of creating more jobs to keep Michiganders in the state. Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News, Rapid River.
The governor also held her annual luncheon at the UP State Fair today, and she was recognized by UP organizations for her work to improve an Escanaba business. The CEO of Invest UP presented the governor with the Superior Difference Making Award for passing legislation to transform and upgrade the Billerud Mill. The state is dedicating $200 million to the project, making it the largest public sector investment in the history of Upper Michigan. Governor Whitmer tells us it's important for her to visit the Upper Peninsula to learn about businesses that residents believe deserve improvements.
Up here, making sure that I connect with people and business owners and understand the unique challenges, but also celebrate the unique victories that we've been able to achieve for the Upper Peninsula is really important.
Upper Peninsula Michigan Works also presented a gift to the governor. Another highlight from the fourth day of the UP State Fair, a Native American celebration. The Hannahville Indian community hosted the event, which featured the Woodland Sky Native American Dance Company. Dancers told the stories of Native American history through their performances. They say they want to pass on their traditions to the next generation and share their art with others.
Really important to teach about our culture. Even though Hannahville Indian community is so close to Escanaba, there is a big division between the communities that we can help bridge with things like this.
The celebration included performers of all ages, showcasing several unique styles of dancing. Also at the fair today, the UP Veteran of the Year Committee celebrated this year's honoree. The title went to Jim Provost of Marquette. He served as a Marine during the Vietnam War. He's worked on the Marquette County Veterans Affairs Committee for 9 years, where he has helped other service members in a variety of ways, including finding housing for homeless veterans. We'll show you that video here right now. The Veteran of the Year Committee also presented the first ever Volunteer Service Award to civilian Dennis Larson for his service to veterans with the Sons of the American Legion. A summer party is happening tomorrow evening in Manistee, and the whole community is invited. Limestone Federal Credit Union, Schoolcraft Tourism and Commerce, and Manistee Merchants are all co-hosting the Summer Street Party. It takes place in Manistee's Social District from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. There will be a beanbag toss, a live music performance from a local Manistee favorite, the Crossroads Band, and some new attractions.
June's Booth Bus is going to be joining us, and they do photographs. So it's like a little photo booth in a old VW restored bus. So we're super excited that we're able to get them to come over and join us this time. So just a little extra fun.
We'll have a link to the information on tomorrow's party at WZMQ19.com and our mobile app. A Dickinson County School District is introducing the teams playing in their athletic programs for this year. At Kingsford High School's annual Meet the Flivvers event, the cheerleaders announced the school's football season and opening game. The Flivvers will host their first home football game against Gladstone in September. The head varsity coach says the team's been practicing twice a day since the beginning of this month. He thinks the team is ready for another successful year with 15 seniors ready to lead the way.
A couple of kids from last year, Nick Nora and Cole Miller, both playing at Michigan Tech this year, but we return a lot of guys, and so I think this football team is going to be a really good one.
Flivver football heads to Wisconsin next Friday for their first game of the year against Green Bay East. Heading back to school can be stressful for children, especially if they found the previous school year challenging. Tanya Backus has details on resources to help parents address these concerns before they turn into bigger problems.
Fifth grader Sophia Schmidt has been dealing with anxiety since she was in kindergarten. Her mother, Megan, says it started affecting her behavior.
Retreating from activities that she's always loved to do. Wanting to stay closer to myself and my husband.
They say therapy helped address it, but once the pandemic hit, Sophia's fears of getting sick made it difficult for her to return to school. Even now, she feels anxious starting a new school year.
What are some of the things that kind of worry you or make you a little nervous about going back to school?
Meeting new people, and also if my teacher's nice.
According to a new survey, 71% of parents say something made the previous school year challenging for their child.
Parents identified safety concerns, academics, bullying, and mental health concerns, as well as social connection, as the top concerns that they saw their kids struggling with.
Dr. Whitney Ragland-Bignall is a pediatric psychologist and associate clinical director for On Our Sleeves, a movement for children's mental health.
We have to start having conversations and start to see what they're thinking and feeling, how they thought last year went.
To help facilitate those discussions, On Our Sleeves created resources for parents, which include conversation starters. Megan and Sophia say they've helped.
I don't always know the right questions to get to the root. Some suitable questions to ask to try to get there has been very, very helpful.
It helps a lot because I feel like I can get it off my mind and help me not worry.
And feel less stress with the anticipation of the new school year.
Experts say parents should continue to check in with their child during the school year and problem solve as a family and with the teacher to address issues that arise. Your first warning weather forecast is coming up after this break. Plus, Wisconsin has experienced more wildfires this summer than usual. The DNR there talks about what's behind the increase. And later, training for safety, how Norfolk Southern is getting on track with first responders downstate before another incident occurs. We're back in 2.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Shop hundreds of lazy boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Now more than ever, you need to know what's happening here in Washington. Decisions affecting your life by the people you set here. I'm Rachel Knapp. Tracking the daily decisions by your senators and representatives. That's my job, and I report to you. Healthcare, education, the economy, taxes, jobs, all hang in the balance. Watch my reports from Capitol Hill only on WZMQ 19 News.
Cars will break down, and when they do, it's too late. If your car is out of warranty, it leaves you with 2 choices. Get stuck paying for expensive repairs, or one phone call to CarShield. Their administrators pay for your covered repairs so you don't have to. Your coverage includes roadside assistance, towing, rental, and so much more. Plus, with their nationwide network, you choose the mechanic or dealer. Best of all, there's coverage for every wallet size. Make the smart call before it's too late. Call CarShield today.
WZMQ 19 News, honored with the Best Newscast Award from the MAB. Thank you for watching WZMQ 19 News. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasic.
Right now, most of us are in that 50-degree range, a little bit cooler over here in Ironwood, 53. We'll expect these temperatures along the Wisconsin border to be in the 40s tonight as we make our way into, oh my gosh, Friday. Tomorrow's Friday, that's right. High swim risks on Friday, though, for Elger County, so please stay off the water. And then we'll expect warmer conditions, sunnier skies, warmest temperatures out west there, 65 to 80 degrees. And then on Saturday, sizzling sunshine with temperatures even up to the mid-90s. It's going to be a toasty one, my friends. Let's take a look at any alerts. Yes, this air quality warning we've got along that Wisconsin border in Wisconsin, basically until one of them until Monday, the other one near Rhinelander going until 7 on Friday. So just a heads up on that central time. So precipitation that we, had for most of the week is eventually clearing out. This is the past couple of hours, a lot of it over in the east, but as we look right now, the radar is showing everything is fairly calm, clear, and dry. So taking a look at futurecasts, we'll expect sunny skies into our Friday, and then around 4 p.m. Friday afternoon, maybe a cloud or two passing along Wisconsin border. 6 a.m., some clouds in the central portions before they clear out. Again, we've got sunny skies on the way, and then Saturday about 4 p.m., we'll have some showers in Ontonagon County, possibly a thunderstorm here in Iron County before things move down to Menominee County. Other than that, it should be fairly dry on our Saturday into Sunday. The lows tonight, like I mentioned, those 40-degree temperatures. Everybody else a little bit warmer with 50. And then Friday, we've got the Escanaba UP State Fair going on until Sunday, but Friday is flapjacks to blackjacks. So apparently there are pancakes in the morning and then a blackjack later on in the evening, and Night Ranger on the grandstand there at 8 p.m. on Friday. Should be a lovely day. So I mentioned that we've got high waves on Lake Superior, and they could be up to about 5 feet. So basically stay off the lake, especially in Alger County on our Friday. Taking a look at tomorrow's highs in that 70-degree range, so a little bit warmer than what we saw today. I love the 70s. Classic cars on 3rd. I also love classic cars. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Breezy and sunny conditions. That high about 85 degrees should be a lovely afternoon for that. 7-day outlook for Marquette will stick with the sunshine and 70 to 80 degree temperature range. Maybe some showers returning on Tuesday, but it should be a really nice final week. I got to show you this footage here that our own Scott Minshall got out at Presque Isle. I don't know about you, Sarah, but I'll watch from the shore, especially with those waves like that today.
Yeah, I would not be getting in the water today, but more power to them. Almost 900 wildfires have burned their way through Wisconsin since the start of the year, and that's already 164 more than last year. Sloan Wick spoke with wildfire experts about what's behind the increase in fires.
The DNR says there is a clear cause for the increase in wildfires.
We've definitely seen an uptick this year compared to even the last several years. We attribute that to, at this point, is the drought.
Those drought conditions have gotten significantly worse as the year has gone on. It's so dry, experts aren't sure what the future looks like.
I don't know what to expect. I mean, this is a really unique year in my career. The last time it was similar conditions was in 2012. We had a lot of the fire season went into the summer similar to this year.
No rain equals dry grass, which equals a state full of wildfire fuel. You could start a fire without meaning to.
Probably one of the biggest things that start fires are smoking materials that are thrown out windows. Dispose of that type of thing properly, and just be vigilant about not starting those fires.
Even when it does rain, that doesn't mean the risk of a wildfire is gone.
We're in a unique year this year that the risk is higher. The drought is not magically going to end with a couple inches of rain.
It's not just the number of wildfires that's causing alarm. The size of the fires are also concerning. As of August 16th, wildfires have burned almost 4,500 acres of Wisconsin land. On August 16th of last year, that number was less than 750 acres.
There were a couple of big fires, and we haven't had those big fires in a while anyway.
This year is not normal. So we're asking people to kind of open their minds to that idea that this is a worse year than what we've experienced in some time. And so extra precautions, it should change how we behave in the outdoors.
98% of Wisconsin's wildfires are because of humans. The #1 cause is burning debris. So the DNR there wants to remind everyone to check if there's a burn ban before lighting up a match. Meantime, in Hawaii, new developments out of Maui. The county's emergency management director, who's come under intense scrutiny for not sounding warning sirens last week during the devastating wildfire, has resigned. The fire killed at least 111 people, but the death toll is expected to climb as the search for remains continues. Jeff Newen has the latest from Maui.
Maui's Emergency Management Agency Administrator Herman Ndaya has submitted his resignation effective immediately. Ndaya has come under scrutiny for failing to activate Maui's extensive system of warning sirens ahead of the worst wildfire in the state's history. On Wednesday, he defended his decision.
Do you regret not sounding the sirens?
I do not. And the reason why, and the sirens, as I mentioned earlier, is used primarily for tsunamis. The public is trained to seek higher ground in the event that the siren is sounded. And if that was the case, then they would have gone into the fire.
Maui's Attorney General says she will appoint a private third-party agency to investigate and review government response to the fire. For the fire survivors, many are wondering where their next meal will come from. An army of chefs, volunteers, and students has taken over the Culinary Arts Kitchen at the University of Hawaii, Maui College, to provide food for those displaced.
Part of being in Hawaii is eating the food, and that's what part of being home is. And so we want people to feel like they're at home and we care about them.
They started cooking when the Salvation Army facility that would have provided emergency meals burned to the ground. The kitchen here is cranking out breakfast, lunch, and dinner 24/7. It's sending 11,000 meals a day to shelters, churches, and Red Cross facilities. Many working in this kitchen know someone that's been impacted.
Now it's a time for everyone to step up and have each other's backs, and no one's going to have to go through this alone. We're all in it together.
People helping people, making sure no one goes hungry amid incredible devastation.
The volunteers are part of the World Central Kitchen Common Ground Collective and Hawaii's Chef Hui, a grassroots organization that feeds those in need. Still ahead tonight, the first GOP primary debate of the 2024 campaign season is just days away, but the frontrunner, Donald Trump, may not even be there. After the break, why political analysts say he may not have to be to keep his lead.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Get APR financing from 3.99% on a new Corolla, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places.
It's Diamond Days only at Richardson Jewelers downtown Marquette. It's the perfect time to get her that diamond she's always dreamed of. Loose diamonds are 20 to 50% off. Engagement rings and wedding bands are up to 30% off. We have updated our showroom to give you the ultimate diamond and jewelry buying experience. Come see how diamond buying should be at the UP's engagement capital, exclusively at Richardson Jewelers in downtown Marquette.
Richardson Jewelers.
We roll 365 days a year, transporting you cleanly and comfortably. Welcome to MarkTran. Safe, efficient, and friendly service. Passengers 60 and older ride free every Wednesday. K through 12th grade students and military ride for half fare every day. MarkTran keeps you moving. The Marquette County Transit Authority.
Are you looking for more in this world? Are you driven by purpose? Then we are looking for you. The big-hearted, the bold, the change makers. We are the Peace Corps. With volunteers in more than 60 countries, we join hands with communities, live together, work together, transform lives, and serve boldly. Together. Are you ready to go the distance to make a difference? Then we have a place where you belong. Join us.
The last of summer will draw you in at Toyota's National Sales Event. It's like a magnet, but for people.
Get APR financing from 3.99% on a new Camry, plus 2 years no-cost maintenance. Toyota, let's go places. You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Next week is the first GOP primary debate. A handful of candidates have met the Republican National Committee's qualifications to participate, but one of the biggest questions remains, will the Republican frontrunner Donald Trump debate? Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp has the report.
I think this debate is really important for a lot of those candidates who are lesser known.
Ahead of the August 23rd GOP debate, Todd Belt, a professor and director of political management at George Washington University, says well-known candidates like Donald Trump, Ron DeSantis, and Mike Pence don't necessarily need this debate.
Debates help the people who are behind catch up. For people like Vivek Ramaswamy or some of the other candidates in there, it gives them a chance to really try to get their message out there and to help define their campaign to voters. And the reason that this is also very important is if we look at 2016, and you look at how almost every couple weeks there was another candidate of the week who was going to be the one who could be the alternative to Donald Trump. These candidates are trying to make a case that they are the alternative to Donald Trump and waiting around for him to fall.
Days leading up to the big debate, we still don't know if Donald Trump, who is the leading candidate according to polls, is actually going to show up.
He said he's not going to sign that loyalty pledge, which is required, and they need to get 48 hours notice and that loyalty pledge for him to show up. He's actually floating ideas of doing some counter programming himself, which he's done in the past, and that might actually divide some of the attention that this debate gets.
But Belt says Trump doesn't need this debate stage to stay in the spotlight.
Because the media will follow him wherever he goes, into the courtroom or at his mugshot or whatever it's going to be for Donald Trump. So this really matters much more for the others.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
Whether Trump shows up or not, Belt says candidates who once worked for him, like Nikki Haley and Mike Pence, should separate themselves gently from him without trying to alienate those important Trump voters. Belt says at the same time, they need to try to make themselves look like a reasonable alternative. Michigan first responders practiced a large-scale train emergency this week. It was hosted by Norfolk Southern and involved local and federal emergency responders. The toxic train derailment earlier this year in Ohio, as well as a local train derailment, have brought train safety to the forefront. As Kelly Vaughn reports, this exercise is meant to ensure first responders are prepared for anything that comes their way.
This is a Norfolk Southern training train. On it, they can practice a derailment, a leak, or contamination. Agencies from 5 surrounding counties are practicing their response, and perhaps most importantly, practicing working together during an emergency.
Nearly 100 first responders, including firefighters, hazmat, and medical teams, converged in Ypsilanti to practice responding to a large-scale train emergency.
We can make the mistakes here so we don't make them when we're actually on an emergency.
David McAnally is the chief of the Van Buren Township Fire Department. He says the agencies are practicing different scenarios, like responding to leaky valves, toxic plumes, or caring for contaminated firefighters.
It helps us respond maybe not necessarily faster, but more efficiently.
The exercise is hosted by Norfolk Southern. Their safety train travels the country offering these free simulations and also classes to get first responders familiar with trains.
Identifying tank cars, the types of valves you might find on top of a tank car. You know, the most common hazmat incident on the railroad is actually just a leaking valve. So you go up and you're all done, right?
Connor Spielmaker is a senior communications manager with Norfolk Southern.
So we actually use a Halloween fog machine, just like you might find at a haunted house. We put it on top of a rail car and it creates, vapor essentially. So that would simulate a car leaking vapor.
Chief McAnally says after a Norfolk Southern train derailed in Van Buren Township in February and the high-profile toxic derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, train safety is on the minds of many.
There's this type of training that they immediately made it available when I called and asked for it, which was I have a young department with a lot of turnover, so we have a lot of new people that don't have that experience.
He says the training also introduces different agencies to one another and to Norfolk Southern.
Making those contacts so when something does happen, we know who to call or whose specialty is maybe this type of car, that type of car. There's different things that we can use that doing that today is going to make things way better in the future.
It may have felt more like fall today, but we are warming up into the weekend. Ariane has a look at the outlook on the way next. And music returns to downtown Marquette. The crowds tonight for Music on 3rd in our final story after this break.
Sleep better with a new mattress from Kirkish Furniture. We proudly feature made in the Midwest Restonic mattresses. Try one out today and compare other major brands. Let our sleep specialists help you find the bed of your dreams at Kirkish Furniture.
Tonight on The Late Show, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is here. We'll talk about his ongoing feud with the most powerful man in England, Mr. Bean.
Tonight on CBS.
Christmas time? Summertime!
Summertime is correct!
when the sun's out.
Things that get us excited?
Sunscreen.
Who gets excited about sunscreen? Give me that sunscreen! Woo!
The fun's out.
Oh, give me that SPF 30, SPF 50, SPF 70!
On Pictionary.
Wonderful jacuzzi, hot
jacuzzi again! You're going to Panama!
Pictionary, weekdays at 7 on WZMQ CBS.
Did you know that every 40 seconds a child is reported missing? That's 2,000 children every single day. But there is a nonprofit organization dedicated to finding these missing kids. It's called Find the Children, and it relies on a car donation program to sustain its mission. You can play a part in this important mission by donating your unwanted vehicle regardless of its condition. By donating an unwanted car, you can contribute to the protection of our children and help bring the missing ones back into the loving arms of their families. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction for your generous donation, and we'll arrange for a fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Find the Children not only helps find missing children, but also empowers kids with educational materials to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have successfully reunited countless children with their families, restoring hope and healing broken hearts. The time to make a difference is now. Don't hesitate. Call the number on your screen right now. Donate your unwanted vehicle, and let's work hand in hand to bring these kids home safely.
I'm Rachel Knapp. Watch my reports live from Washington, only on 19 News.
All right, those temperatures are starting to drop even further into the 50s. We've got 54 here in Marquette. Mostly clear skies for everybody this evening. Taking a look this Saturday for Cal's 5K, and that should actually say 1 mile race going on in Ishpeming from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The race actually starts at 10 a.m. and the picnic is from 11 to 2. So around 10 a.m. it'll be about 67 degrees, breezy and sunny, and then noon a high of 76 with sunshine as well. Mostly sunny skies on that Saturday. Also on Saturday up in Calumet, we've got Pasty Fest Olympics going on, about 84 degrees as that high. Breezy conditions are possible as well with a lot of sunshine. Our 7-day outlook for Marquette, you actually have a few more days even into Sunday where it's going to be 84 degrees for that UP State Fair, and then after that maybe some rain next week.
Finally tonight, a popular summertime event returned to downtown Marquette tonight. 17 bands took over 3rd Street for the DDA's monthly Music on 3rd event. Restaurants and businesses along 3rd Street let bands set up in their parking lots and jam away. Bands performed a variety of cover songs and also some original pieces too. The event crowded the sidewalks in downtown Marquette, drawing hundreds of listeners.
I've never been on Music on the 3rd, so something new, something different. I've heard it's a lot of fun, so we decided to kind of make a night of it. Just being able to walk down the street right here is pretty awesome. They're really rocking it out, and I feel like just overall the atmosphere is really a lot of fun.
You can catch Music on 3rd one more time this season. The last session is on September 21st, the 3rd Thursday of every month during the summertime. It's just nice. It's just nice to have some music outside.
Love music. Also, the fact that the wind did not keep people away because it was definitely gusty. Hopefully not as gusty in September.
Yeah, well, that remains to be seen. You jinxed it now. That's it for now. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Tonight on The Late Show, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, is here. We'll talk about his ongoing feud with the most powerful man in England, Mr. Bean.
Tonight on CBS. Celebrate the 95th UP State Fair, presented by the Island Resort and Casino. Gear up for the best fair ever. Enjoy food, fun, rides, and great entertainment. It's August 14th through August 20th.